there, Claude. Where are you headed? If you need some extra muscle, count me in.
No thanks. Not much need for heightened security at the monastery. Well, most of the time, anyway.
Ish, I can take a hint. Was just trying to help you out. The way I see it, can't do better than cozying up to thee, Claude von Regan, future leader of the Alliance.
You can get as cozy as you like, but I don't think that'll lower the price on your head.
Couldn't hurt. People trust you. They trust the folks you run with. I could use a little trust in my life.
So you're hoping this newfound trust will trick more people into lending you money? Yeah, count me out. You know, fighting debt with debt won't work, right?
Just as well. If you mess up leading the Alliance, their plan's a bust anyway, so count me out, pal. By the way, Claude, are you really the heir of House Regan?
Yes? That's my current understanding anyway. Why do you ask?
I've never heard any talk of the last Duke Regan leaving a son behind when he died in that accident. Duke Oswald the Old. Your father? Tall tale if you ask me. And if that's not the case, then who exactly did you get your Regan blood from?
Look at you figuring things out all by yourself. Sorry to say the true story isn't all that interesting. I was born to an offshoot of House Regan. When my crest manifested, I was accepted into the ruling bloodline. That's all there is to it.
Nice try, but I'm not buying it. House Regan produces dukes and leads the whole of the Alliance. Not having an heir is a matter of life and death. Any relative with a crest would be accepted immediately. But no one even knew you existed until fairly recently. It's fishy, Claude. Remarkably fishy.
I think I've finally figured you out. You're working for Lawrence, aren't you?
Here's what I really can't work out. Duke Oswald's only daughter, Tiana, whatever happened to her? I met her a few times when I was a kid. She was a great lady. A real looker, too, let me tell ya.
I see your mind was just as pure when you were a kid as it is now. How'd you even cross paths with her?
As the legitimate heir of a minor noble house, I got a pretty decent glimpse into high society. Lady Tiana was something special. The stuff of dreams, really. And one day, she just vanished. Poof! Gone. I'll never forget hearing about it.
Wow. So you've had a particular interest in older women since way back when. Sorry, go on.
When my old man told me, I cried buckets. Even Holst lost it.
Holst? As in Holst the Indomitable Alliance General? Huh. I never knew that.
Yeah. And after a while, I heard a strange rumor. Some say Lady Tiana left to live in a far-off land. Once I remembered that, the rest fell into place.
Right. Say, have you considered minding your own business? Isn't that enough of a handful as it is? If you want to have a real discussion sometime, bring me facts, not a bunch of tired gossip. Deal? Anyway, Teach is waiting for me at the training ground, so I better get going.
Nice try, Claude, but I'm on to you.
Training was exhausting today. Need some quick energy. Aha! Perfect time for my favorite candy! I won't make it back to my room without this sweet, sweet energy, and no one's around, so...
Looky here. It's the little lady of House Ordelia. Just back from training, yeah? You're unstoppable. Not feeling chatty, I see. Something to do with those puffy cheeks? Got a cavity brewing or what?
I definitely don't!
So bad you can't even speak properly, poor thing. It's okay, I know a guy. He'll have that rotten tooth out in no time.
No need!
Yep, best in the business. Uses special tools and everything. Door and a string or some such.
No, thank you.
Oh, you just had food in your mouth. You could have told me that a lot sooner, you know.
Wow, placing the blame on me? What a piece of work. But, hey, don't tell anyone?
That you were walking around with acorn-stuffed cheeks like some kind of overzealous squirrel?
It wasn't acorns, it was candy! candy.
Even still, I don't plan on telling anyone a hungry girl ate some food. Not much of a story, really.
You don't get it. If people think I'm gnawing on candy, they'll think I'm nothing more than a child.
That a fact? I'd say it's downright prudent to fortify yourself any chance you get. Mature, even.
Wait, what?
Nothing is certain in life, not even your next meal. You never know when you'll be taken into custody and have to go without food and drink for a while.
Just what kind of a world do you inhabit, mister?
The real world, little lady. My life is a collection of getting into trouble, getting caught, and getting free. One time, I was actually rescued by your parents. Bet you didn't know that, huh?
They rescued you?
Too true. I owe them for that. I forgot I'm actually in a rush. I gotta run. Enjoy your secret candy, pal.
Mother and father rescued that guy? But when would that have happened?
Whew. Time to rest.
Hey, Raphael. This scene, why is it oddly familiar?
It's almost like this stuff is drawn to me whenever I'm in town. I'm just happy I can use my muscles to help out around here.
But isn't your goal to become a knight? Running errands isn't exactly a knight's job.
I heard that proper knights always help those in need. Isn't that right?
Well, you're not wrong, but I think most people would consider that only a small part of a knight's duty. A knight's main function is to fight and defend, don't you think? That said, I'll agree that helping anyone and everyone who needs it makes you a remarkably virtuous person, which is even better.
If someone virtuous becomes a knight, they'll be a virtuous knight, right? That's about as proper as you can get.
Yes, I suppose so. I, for one, would certainly look for virtue in any knight that I recruited.
So you're saying I'm the type of knight you want to hire for House Regan?
Absolutely. If I somehow actually manage to become the head of my house, that is. I can't see into the future, but you have my word that I'll do all I can to help make your dream a reality. That is, if you're actually able to let somebody help you out rather than helping out the whole world by yourself.
I'm not gonna stop helping others, but you can do me all the favors you want. All this talk of being proper is making me hungry. For my first favor, why don't you bring me a snack?
A hero's relic. However, could I know the stone with...
Professor!
Hey you, listen up. I'm what you might call the chosen one. The alpha of Lord Seteth requested my presence. If only my backup had been a lovely lady.
Ugh, more church thugs. Loosen up!
Need something? This one? See you again soon.
I've got my ideas about the people after. I don't seem very devout, do I? That secret message is suspicious. Can you take care of something for me? I've got my... I don't... That secret...
Not to be disrespectful, but the right of rebirth seems kind of silly. Although, I bet she'll be pretty upset.
I hear some thieves are targeting the monastery. I've been feeling restless lately, so if you want some help on what? You getting? My fists are itching for a...
First the uprising, and now I should offer my magical services, just in case. I've devised a spell to at the first sign of an intruder, the pet... Well, this god's statue, it is a strong...
Hello there.
What do you require? Now let me see. Perhaps you'd have better luck with the animals of the monastery. Now let me see. Perhaps you'd have better luck with the animals of the monastery. Now let me see. Now let me see. Now let me see. Fare thee well.
Right.
Maybe.
Not to be... Although, I bet she'll be...
I owe you.
How's that? You spend too much time if you're looking for something. Try less aimless wandering. Do you even know who the enemy? It's none of my business anyway.
Is it true you got caught in the fighting? I'm so thankful you made it out alive. I do find you very... Oh, have you been tapped? Such a stir over a single... Professor. Is it true? Yeah.
So, yeah. I bet the enemy is using this assassination. What do you think, Professor? Oh, I'm right, all right.
The monks declined by... They said that no one, given the circumstance.
I see. To figure out our foe's intention, for now, you should also try chatting folks. Can I ask you a favor? You found it!
I don't know who's with everyone stuck on guard duty. Our study indeed. What? It seems there were. I never thought such forces could exist in this world. I suppose. Hello.
That's so.
Right now is, well, hey, I get hungry sometimes. What? Sorry, I'm trying.
Are we really just taking? If so, I doubt any. I find it highly unlikely.
Maybe. It would be terrible if the green... This place contains so many beautiful flowers. No. Okay?
Hey, Professor, as for me, I blame all these rumors.
What?
So, greetings, Professor. The goddess's rite of rebirth. I'll be working as a guide.
Right.
Hey, Professor. I'd love to catch up, but I'm Hey, how about a favor?
So...
I've heard they wouldn't happen to be.
Setting it is the oldest trick, and I will stand guard and watch.
Please, do me a favor.
How could you? How could?
I've been in town procuring some supplies for Flame. No. But I have something to ask of you.
Hey there.
Let's see. All this talk of assassination. It is.
Professor, I hear you have fought alongside Catherine. Had you the chance to witness her? That glow is a sure.
What the?
Professor? Oh, hey, Professor. Do you know him? He only writes to ask how my Hey, I got a favor to ask. You know, Professor, I gotta admit, I'm curious. Wanna look? All right, come on, we're gonna run. I figured they're gonna make it impressive, right? What's this? What's this?
Do you know what this room is? I say treasure, but I do anything that would cause too great.
Hey, Professor?
Speaking of which, but I don't recognize his name. Oh, I'm already having. But I don't Did you find?
Professor, fighting to stop a murdering is my... Training has given me but... Fighting to...
I need a favor. Yes?
Hello.
I see. We still...
Lord Lenato's the Boar Prince should hurry up. Join me for some training sometime. I might like to be...
You're skilled.
I still...
Lord the Boar... I know nothing...
Face it. Don't forget who you're dealing. Don't forget who you're dealing with. Not too shabby. forget who you're dealing with.
I'm glad I asked you.
Okay?
Are we really just... If so, I find it highly... Oh! Are we really... If so, I find it... How kind of you.
I will have to repay you sometime.
Okay? I see. Cooking is much...
Eating yummy.
What's the matter? You're running all over creation. Even so, the knights have their orders. We can't... The goddess's right of rebirth is... They say it's the day... Not too likely.
That's so...
Something in the monastery that's so... Even this here kitchen... I hear that stuff is fed.
Have you heard? Rumor had they say he appears every night. Huh?
Sleep. So sleep. I found an interesting discovery. I'll need to find a way. Huh? However, So I found an I'll need to.
Lady Rhea lifts the spirits of... Good timing, Professor. Will you put me in your... There are so many things I want to learn from you. Being in another... Thank you, Professor. I will be extra diligent with it. Professor, well, if we have to battle, we don't know who our enemy...
What? Well done. You have my thanks.
No classes on a festival day. I thought Hey, Professor, I feel like security... Is there some reason why it... What's up, Professor? Hey,
Hello. I'm in charge of managing all. Go ahead and continue your...
Professor! Speaking of, can you imagine the... I prefer not to consider such a gruesome scenario. That easy to...
goddess's home is in the spring. That's why that's the day of the rite of rebirth.
That reminds me, people seem to think that, for example, oh, and...
Well, about 20 or so years on that day, it never occurred to me.
Singing is nice, isn't it?
I'm not good, but I'm...
The monastery's so the only places I can...
Right. I can't stop. I'm sorry, Professor. I know this isn't the time, but... Huh? I'm really flattered.
That's right.
Professor, I am afraid I have, given the circumstance, silly of me. Oh, but more important, it is only open to the public on
Here's an idea. On the day of the rite, the monastery will be... The holy mausoleum is where it's sealed with a power...
Have you visited the goddess in general? But as you'd expect, well, we have a lot more... Oh. Have you in but well, we have a lot...
Excuse me, I just wanted to let you know that lady, please don't let her down, okay? I hope you're not just saying...
Professor!
That boy you assist... I hear he's a I know he's still only a...
There are numerous books in this lot, but once you are here, sometimes Seteth will, in a way...
Well... Seems like donation. That means the enemy. Then again, someone lost it.
Unbelievable. Pardon? Intriguing.
best. In this nervous state, I might just cut you down. Need something, Professor? Until that's done...
Might you have come looking for... I'm quite old.
The glory of...
Oh, I appreciate...
I see. Thanks. That was a big help. And on the day of the rite, it'll be open to the public, making it bullseye. We don't know the enemy's...
Okay.
Well, look who it is. How are you, Chatterbox? Gotten the hang of the whole teaching thing yet? That makes sense.
Certainly strut around here like someone who belongs. You seem like one of those people who blends in. I could see you just about anywhere and think, oh, that person's here. Makes sense. I wasn't paying you some sort of compliment. To me, it doesn't matter whether or not you believe in the goddess. You're here supporting the church, and that makes you no different from the others. I can't stand that. No need to apologize. I just have a rocky history with the church is all. They betrayed me, or at any rate, horribly mistreated me. So I'm not a huge fan, but keep that to yourself. When I was little, a lady locked me up and held me captive for a long time. The Knights of Saros rescued me, promised to protect me. But then they hid me away in Abyss. So all the Knights did was move me from one cage to another. Wouldn't you call that mistreatment? It was all for the greater good. They didn't want to put anyone important in danger. As for me, my life was expendable. That guy Alois was nice to me though. And he told me a bunch of hilarious jokes to cheer me up. I was being sarcastic. Alois wouldn't know a good joke if it landed in his mustache. Anyway, that's why I hate the church. Someday you'll hate them too. They only hired you because they needed a warm body to fill the post. When you're of no use to them, they'll get rid of you without a second thought. Sorry, that sounded more menacing than I intended. I'm just telling you how these people think. They have rules, dogma. They want us all bound to their system so they can control us. I don't do well with that sort of stuff. That's why I ran away from home in the first place. Yeah, ran far, far away. But as far as I ran, it wasn't far enough. I got dragged back into society, chains and all. The kind of world I want doesn't exist. I'm getting too dark for you, aren't I? Forget I said anything. Your future seems bright at least. You can just sit back and enjoy whatever comes your way. I'm just saying, don't rest your entire future on the church. It's not as steady a foundation as it seems. Anyway, that's all. I'll be going now.
What's all this? Ha! I knew it! Would you look at that? It's gold! Some poor sap just left it here for me to find. Ha! I'll be taking this then.
the whole world is your collection jar. Unbelievable.
Sorry about that. Look, I feel awful. Please don't twist up your face like you're suppressing a disappointed sigh. How about I use this gold to buy you something nice? A sweet treat, perhaps? Yeah?
I don't eat contraband sweets. Are you trying to get me locked up again? Give back the money or don't. It's none of my business. Either way, keep me out of it.
As you wish, milady. Straight to the fun fund it goes. Drinks don't buy themselves, unfortunately.
That might make for a fun night or two. But what about all the money you owe? If you're going to keep this, you should apply it to your debts before a bounty hunter gets a hold of you.
This gold wouldn't even make a dent. It's chump change. Better to drink it than waste it. In any case, when I'm dead, I'm dead. When that happens, none of this will matter anymore. I'm not gonna worry about what I can't control. I've got better uses for this gold in the meantime.
I don't understand how you can be so reckless. It's as though you want to get killed. Meanwhile, if I lose control for even a moment, monsters will eat me for dinner.
Hearing you say that so casually feels like a bad omen. It's unsettling, that's for sure.
Sorry, is that too morbid for you? You just told me when I'm dead, I'm dead.
And it's true. For me, not for you.
And why is that?
Because all of this mess I'm drowning in is my own fault. Every bit of it. You can't say the same. I'm in trouble because I borrowed, drank, and fought too much. All my own choices. That means it's on me to take responsibility and accept the inevitable outcome.
So, since it's in my control to keep the size at bay, I don't get to relax ever?
Not quite. I'm saying that it isn't your fault, so you shouldn't have to bear that burden alone.
That's a nice sentiment. But people are hardly lining up to share this burden with me. Talk is cheap. Everyone knows it's all over the instant I sigh.
I have a habit of not saying the right thing to her. Not much I can do about... Hey! It's more gold! Go ahead and join your buddies in my pocket, pal.
Found you! Hello, Lysithia. Hilda? What's that box you're holding? It's making me nervous for some reason. Your big sister Hilda's here, and she's going to make you look all grown up. I, don't recall ever asking you to... That's right, I knew exactly what you needed. You didn't have to ask. Now take a seat. With makeup, you can't just pick your favorite colors. You must choose colors that suit you and the occasion. If you'll be up close and personal, if you're going to a ball, for example, you want to keep it subtle. On the other hand, if you're going to be on stage, the colors should be overt. I've never used makeup before. It sounds complicated. Let's put up your hair to show off your neck. But we'll leave a few strands hanging to make you look more vulnerable. Why would I want to appear vulnerable? I don't want to be attacked. This is for wooing, not warring. When you're older, you might understand the importance of looking a little vulnerable. You're treating me like a child. But I guess it's mostly harmless. Now, when you're standing, put your non-dominant foot a step back. It looks more elegant. When sitting, don't lean back, but don't slouch either. And ensure at all times you are gracefully extending your fingers. Gracefully extending? Suddenly standing and sitting are an exhausting activity. Hilda, that's enough. This is wearing me out. I knew you had potential. You'll go far, my darling. A couple of years to develop your charms, and no girl will outmatch you. I'm not sure I'm cut out for this type of thing. Oh, believe me, you are. With a little help from me, you'll have men falling at your feet. No thanks. You're more suited to such things. I'll leave it to you. I haven't the time or the energy to fuss over how I'm perceived. Even with my best efforts, I'll never be as good at this as you are. Still, this was rather fun. Thank you, Hilda. She really is brimming with untapped potential. When she smiles like that, wow, even my heart skips a beat.
It's...
It was...
I could do it. I could do it.
I'm getting the hang. Would you look at? Thanks for taking. Thanks for taking.
Go on. Thanks for the tip. I'm looking. Thanks for the tip. Oh,
I'd like to ask... That's right.
Professor. Oh, it's only you. Is there some reason you're here? Your gaze was rather piercing for someone who was just looking. Oh, I see now. You found yourself captivated by my charms. This sort of thing happens all the time to those of us blessed with such transcendent beauty. If you say so. You seem a trifle stuck on the point, if you ask me. Now then, you may call yourself my tutor if you wish, and I shall attend your classes. But none of this charade will make the idea of a mercenary teaching me any less absurd. What was that look? Are you trying to convey that I'm a mere commoner like yourself? Well, you are correct. Think of me as a temporarily embarrassed noble. Even a gilded wyvern must take refuge in its cave occasionally, but in time, it will soar free once more. I shall fly, bold and beautiful into the skies again. My nobility and all of House Nouvelle shall be restored. The luck isn't a thing that you can bestow or that I need. I will do this. When I restore the glory of my house, you may serve me in some menial way. I may even pay you. Is that the most you can say when offered such a tantalizing prize? Say whatever you like, if it makes you feel better. It shall not sway me one way or the other. You look as though you want to say something. Allow me to save you the effort. If you intend to tutor me, I will require you to first prove that time will not be wasted. Show me not just your talent for teaching, but your wisdom, your skill, your mettle, your sense of authority. Of course! I've been struck by my own genius. You may assist me in my research. That ought to provide a chance for you to grasp the extent of how magnificent I am. It will also afford me the time I need to scrutinize your character. It's a plan so perfect that you can't turn it down, huh?
Thanks.
Ah, it's you. Where I'm going is hardly your business. Do me a favor and mind your own, won't you? I somehow doubt your sincerity. My intuition says you'll keep nosing into what I'm doing. So, what's your deal? Worried about my well-being? That's adorable. I get the sense you're not so hot at assessing people. Just giving you a hard time. Either way, it doesn't matter much to me. There's no slowing me down tonight. I've got important things to attend to right now. There you go with that nose of yours. It still isn't your business. But it looks like you won't let me leave until I tell you. You get your way this time. There's a dispute. Or maybe treachery is the more fitting word. Regardless, a purge is required. I see I've got to spell it all out for you. One of my goons double-crossed the gang. He absconded with his boss's small fortune, my small fortune, and buddied up with another gang. Members of the gang are recognizable by their scorpion tattoos. Suffice it to say, they're not a group you want to tangle with. Despite that, I'm not about to just roll over and play dead on this. So I figured I'd pay them a little visit, have a spot of tea with their boss. Makes sense, you know? As a former mercenary, I knew you'd get it. You know how things are done in our world. I play my cards wisely. I wouldn't play if there wasn't any hope of winning. It won't be. One false move, and the walls will be painted with blood. Still sound fun. Better head off now. I've got people waiting for me just outside of town. See you around. What is it you're after? Money? Me? Or are you just looking for someone to kill? You seem adamant, so I'll allow it. Won't hurt to have backup if things go south. I trust you, for now, but I don't know how reliable you actually are. Just so we're clear, you mess with any of my people, I'll slit your throat without hesitation. Got that?
Singing with others is a nut.
I'm not good, but I'm...
I'm honored that you know about my favorite tea. I'm ever so grateful. Delicious. You are an interesting person, Professor. That tea was very delicious.
Let's just get through this.
Very well. You shall have my help. I shall aim even higher.
I get it.
I'm a quick study.